Welcome back. Today I'll be reviewing Attack on Titan Season 4 Episode 13 titled Children of the Forest. Episode 14 was going to drop on Sunday, but an earthquake happened where the studio was. My guess is 14 and 15th will both drop on the same time next Sunday, the 21st. But anyways, let's dive into the episode. The episode starts out with a small town getting gassed. We later come to find out that this is Connie's hometown, and that this flashback is showing us what happened. We see that Zeke is telling Levi about the events that happened, but what Levi doesn't know, and what us as the audience knows, is that there's different ways that Zeke can use his spinal fluid. As we see with the wine from last episode, the gas might have made the subjects of Ymir freeze up, but the wine doesn't. We see that Niccolo is keeping his side of his promise to feed Sasha's family. Gabby and Falco are interested to learn that Niccolo is Marleyan. Gabby and Falco get told a story about how Niccolo was in love with a soldier who got shot, and how that soldier was Mr. Browse's daughter. The family starts to eat and Falco loves the food. The scouts then show up, wanting to ask Niccolo a couple questions. Jean grabs a wine bottle and Niccolo pulls the bottle away from him. Niccolo chalks it up to him hating Eldians, but us knowing what he knows, it's fair to say that he just wanted to save Jean and Connie. Niccolo goes into the wine cellar and Gabby and Falco follow him. They tell Niccolo that they are warrior candidates and they feel like an attack is coming against the island soon. Niccolo wonders how warrior candidates got brought back to the island, and Gabby is telling him the story. Falco puts it together and tries to shut Gabby up about her bragging about how she killed Sasha. She can't seem to connect the dots though. Niccolo picks up a wine bottle, but Falco sees the bottle coming and pushes Gabby out of the way as he gets hit by the wine bottle. He then punches Gabby. It's truly sad to see how ignorant to the world Gabby truly is. She still can't understand that she's been fed lies her whole life, and she failed to understand how a Marleyan could care about an Eldian so much. Yes, we can blame it on her upbringing, but Falco was raised similarly, and he can at least read situations and react to them based off that, and not just react to situations blindly. Niccolo presents Gabby in front of Sasha's parents. He lets them know that this is the girl who killed your daughter. He offers Sasha's father the opportunity to kill Gabby, or he will. This event is critical in Gabby's character growth, showing her that a Marleyan can love an Eldian. But even then, I couldn't feel bad for Gabby as she puts herself in these different situations. The scouts join and Niccolo talks about what Sasha meant to him, and he has a knife to Falco's throat. Gabby replies with, "I lost people that I cared about too," by your Sasha Browse, showing how this world and how war is an ever-ending cycle. Sasha's dad asks for the knife and basically says how children shouldn't have to suffer for the sin of their parents. It takes a strong person to look at the killer of their daughter and say something like that. He understands that killing Gabby won't bring back Sasha, but just continue this endless cycle of death. Niccolo puts down Falco and Gabby is in an absolute shock at the events that just unfolded before her. Kaya comes up from behind Gabby with a knife, but Gabby is saved by Mikasa. This whole scene made me extremely sad, showing that there's always two sides to the story. Seeing how broken Kaya was to learn that the person she thought was her friend is the one who killed someone she loved, someone she looked up to. Niccolo drops the big bomb and lets the scouts know that Zeke's spinal fluid is in the wine. We see that Levi's learning about the events that have been happening in the walls and the events with the Jaegerist. He starts to reflect over all the times he saved Eren and wonders what was it all for. Niccolo tells the scouts that he was told to serve the wine to high-ranking officials. We learn that Yelena was the one who told him to do this. Armin, Mikasa, and Gabby are talking about the events that just happened when Eren walks in. We learn that the Jaegerists have entered the building. Flock tells Hanji to take him to where Zeke is being kept. The Jaegerist knew about the wine the whole time. The scene ends with Eren having Armin, Mikasa, and Gabby put their hands on the table while his hand is cut and bleeding. This episode was one of my favorites so far. It was truly an emotional roller coaster. I appreciated it for everything it brought to the table and the different emotions that were felt with the characters in this episode. I loved how everyone reacted to different situations, and I love the character growth of Gabby. I can't wait to see where it takes her from here. Thank you guys for joining me for this episode, and it's one of my favorites so far. I'll see you guys next time.